Thank you for listening to this episode, and follow the podcast on social media by finding @Prestigious_pod. And if you'd like to be coached on how to live a more prestigious life, you can reach out to me, Chris Bean, @ChrisBeanOfficial, or by emailing the podcast directly at prestigiousInitiative@gmail.com. Lastly, sign up for our newsletter either through social media or on our website. This is the Prestigious Initiative. I'm Chris Bean. Today, I'll be diving into the fascinating world of AI, efficiency, innovation, and joining us today is Stefan Fehr, better known as, having that efficiency-driven mindset. Stefan is an AI pioneer and the founder of moderniqs.com, where he's been revolutionizing the business world with AI apps, automation, and future-forward solutions. Stefan, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Hello.
So, Stefan, give us our listeners a little bit of a background about who you are and what we're going to kind of dive into today.
So, well, my background is in technology since, I don't know, since I was little, I guess. But my last project was an affiliate platform for business software. So, where I got paid. So I got paid when I had a lot of traffic, and the day I was putting a lot of AI text onto this platform, this is where the traffic went up 130 times. So back in the day, I had around 4 hours to create a blog article. And this is the time where I saw the story around healthline.com and how they get 200 million monthly website visitors only by creating super high quality blog articles. And, I at the same time, I was seeing that this works for myself. So I thought, currently I have 4 hours to create a high quality article with, AI generating the text. It was still 4 hours. And I wanted to get an app so I could launch more high quality blog articles. And yeah, now we're down to 10 seconds at 10x the quality level. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Yeah. So having done a little bit of AI playing around with, how do you get the AI to create something that doesn't sound like it's written by AI? I'm sure that has to do with the prompting and how you communicate with it, or maybe it's how you've developed it on the back end.
So in general, the AI, the LLMs get better and get bigger, and you can always give it some text to make it sound more like you, right? So for example, if you take Claude is putting out very different text than OpenAI used to do, and now with the current format of Open, like with O1, things have changed quite a fair bit as well again. But the thing really is, like, most of it comes to background information. So you as a podcast host, we're launching an app soon where you can create high quality transcripts for free from YouTube videos. So what you could do then is take the transcript and put it into our system, having take the transcript, put it into ChatGPT, and tell ChatGPT, create me 10 headlines for blog articles. And then you take the transcript into our system with the headline and say, create a blog article with this background information. That's mention the speaker and make it sound like it's been written by the host. And since you've been talking quite a lot after our interview, the AI can take, because your name is above what you said, so the AI can see, okay, this is how the person, talks, and then just make it sound like you. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's wild. That's interesting. So, all right. All right, Stefan, I understand people have given you a nickname because of your passion for efficiency. Well, tell our listeners what that is and how that came about.
Well, so I guess, look, I was always working on automation, and my mom one day, so this is most of my jobs have always been about efficiency. So my mom one day called me Effie because she was a little annoyed that it's like I'm talking about efficiency so often. But the thing really is, look, when you think about efficiency, most people think about getting 30% better, or maybe getting 80% better, getting 5 times the amount of work done. But when it comes to like what we are doing is one-click solutions. So that basically means at the quality level of the blog articles we create with our apps, you would need 4 hours with ChatGPT. So that means we are 1,000 times faster. So this is 100,000% faster than or more efficient than ChatGPT, right?
Yeah.
And so when it comes down to the last clicks, this is where stuff gets really interesting because you save 1 second of time and you're like 1,000 times more efficient, basically.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it's kind of a perfection thing.
Well,
Yeah.
and then you're always chasing that next time save. What's the next time save? How can I make this even more efficient? And it seems like you guys are pretty well, it's barring taking the
There's no
information right
limit.
out of somebody's brain and is doing it for them. You're already there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
where did the passion for AI come from? Is that just because it's the new hot thing and it allows the efficiency to flow so much better, or is there some other story there?
Well, so I always had a passion for business software, like software as a service. I found it awesome that, you can automate so much, like, organizing reviews for your products, or this is kind of where it started, I guess. And, but the thing with AI really was that time when with that old affiliate platform I had 69 tools that I was promoting. And the day I was so I had this idea. I have 69 tools here. Let's take AI and create a description, a feature section, and a summary for every tool. So I was doing this in one day, and I was creating the text and putting it onto the tools in one day. And then you could see the coming weeks, you could see the traffic from Google came in and got more and more and more and more because I was and this is like this is really where it started. So I'm not so flashed by AI producing text for me, but the results that you can get from it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and the interesting thing too is talk about being more efficient, saving time, being able to take as a podcaster, being able to take the audio transcription for the podcast, plug that in somewhere, and based on the few parameters that we give it, have it export a blog article or a handful of blog articles just from that. I'm already sitting down. I'm already doing it, so that I'm talk about being efficient. I mean, that's I'm using my time. I'm spending my time one time, but I'm getting 10 or eightfold on the back end from that time spent the one time. So that is what a really amazing idea and creative way to think about as a solution for the AI.
So for example, so that's the thing. Like for example, for podcast hosts, this is actually a really good example because you spend a lot of time, organizing guests and everything and cutting video. And with our tool, then you only need to have the transcript once, and then you can get 10 good headlines from ChatGPT, and then you can create within 2 minutes. You can really create 10 extreme high quality articles, including images, including plagiarism checks, including uploaded it to your website. This is all one click, right? So you paste the headline in, you paste the stuff in the bottom, or you replace what the transcript, right? So you basically replace the headline in the transcript, and then you press create, replace headline and transcript, create, right? Yeah. And so the AI is not just doing text, it's doing images, layout, structure, table of contents, right? This is all automated, and it's pretty cool. It's like, it's quite exciting because if you would do that by hand without ChatGPT, it would take 20 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right, having that on your website, you talked about, driving the leads to there. Is it because when you add content to your website, Google says, hey, these people are consistently updating and they're updating, and that drives them to be more high up on the SEO scale? Is that what's happening there?
Well, so the first thing is really, if you have content, you can be found by Google. If you don't, so for example, if you have a cocktail bar and you only have a website, just like every other cocktail bar, your chances are equal. But if you have a website as a cocktail bar and you have a blog article for every cocktail that you serve on your menu,
Mm,
and somebody is searching for Long Island iced tea, Manhattan or whatever, then if you're the only one who's having content, the chances are very high that you get the visitor. I mean,
yeah, right.
it's quite obvious, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it gives more, it gives
So it's kind of
Google a better opportunity to search through your website,
yeah,
and more keywords are there. So you're going to pull up
hmm
better or higher or more often than those other
exactly, yeah.
cocktail bars. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
So that's basically the same for kind of every small business that has a lot of competition in the area. I don't, if it's a hairdresser or whatever, right? You can talk about hairstyles or fitness. If a gym can talk about fitness tips or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all
Mm,
right, AI, I think is going to be fundamental for entrepreneurs and podcasters and all kinds of people moving forward. And I think at this point we are still in like the maybe not infancy, but perhaps infancy stage of what that looks like. And I think we're just now starting to scratch the surface of what these entrepreneurs or whoever can use AI as that creative tool or whatever other tool that we don't know yet. What do you see
mm.
perhaps as the kind of the next stages as far as using AI, let's say for entrepreneurship? I guess it's probably tough to think about what the future is going to be and how it's going to change, but I know you're on kind of on the cutting edge, and so I'm just curious what your take is on that.
Well, one of the things I recently heard was Salesforce and how they organize. So I think one of the next big steps is apart from not sending your data to OpenAI all the time, like having things private run on your
Mhm.
servers. That's
Yeah.
that's obviously one of the next steps. But Salesforce, for example, created the system, and it seems to be very accurate, that can automate even the most complex tasks in the most complex. So, for as an example, you're from the US. What's needed right now is an AI that can replace government, right? And but in all its complexity.
Mm,
So if something like that happens, there's some money to earn there, I would say.
I'll
But
bet.
I'm thinking more the next one of the next versions, the more potent versions of AI will maybe able to, for example, take all global engineering, everything we build, every part we engineer, and come up with a part set that has something like Lego. So you have like 200 different parts and maybe 10 different sizes,
Mm.
and you can build everything with it:
Ah,
skyscrapers, houses, rovers for Mars, factories, everything. That'd
yeah.
be something smart.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So taking all of yeah, that's an interesting idea. Taking all the things and kind of simplifying, using simplicity to change how the parts look, so that
Mm,
pretty well everybody has the same kind of parts, and they're all you go to
mm,
the hardware store and you either need A, B, C, or D, and you can build whatever from those
yeah.
parts. Ah, interesting.
hmm
Yeah,
And then you need like 10 factories, right,
yeah,
to
right.
produce all of this
Yeah.
in the different sizes, and then you can repurpose everything, like take down the house, build a car from it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Then you
Yeah.
can repurpose something, and then
hmm
something breaks or whatever. You don't have to go and buy a new one. You just
hmm
need a new part B, and then you go switch out that one part.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
exactly.
Back off to the races. Ah, interesting.
hmm
Yeah.
hmm
Now, all right. So, Stefan,
And
you've
yeah.
crafted some very intelligent AI apps, and as far as like an app store, even using AI. What
hmm
perhaps and I know a little bit about what that could look like, but for listeners that maybe don't know very much of what an AI app store is or could do or could offer, what is that?
Well, it all started with our blog article generator. So we kind of wanted to. So I was searching for an app that can get me. Get, I was searching for a good app to fast produce high quality blog articles, and there was none. So I was talking to the SaaS companies, and they're like, yeah, we're working on it. Come back in a couple of months or so. And I did, and nothing happened really. And then I mean they eventually came up with the solution, but that was then is still like half an hour for an article or something because you had to do like thousands of clicks. Um, so we're focusing on producing one-click solutions. So that means, for example, you can use OpenAI to create a blog article. So it'll create you the text. And then you need to create images. So you tell the system, please create an image, and then you don't like it. And you say create again and you wait. And then it creates again and it's not good. You wait. You create again, you wait, right? So so one-click solutions mean, for example, the next one of the next apps we're going to launch is just a very simple AI image generator that creates, I don't know, maybe 30 or 100 images in different styles. So that means that it'll cost something like, let's say, $1 for 100 images. And the ChatGPT or OpenAI is free. But the thing is, till you have the perfect image, it kind of takes like half an hour, you know. So what we're doing is we're building solutions that just don't take time, right? So you describe your image, you do one click, and then you get like massive scale, or you create 30 social posts by entering two words like a business podcast, right? And the system creates the text, the hashtags, the images for the social posts, your logo places or somewhere, and so on, right? So it's all about we're creating apps that save you a heck of a ton of time, basically.
Now, all right,
Yeah,
with LLMs, are
yeah.
you utilizing like OpenAI's or Anthropic's kind of back end, or do you have like a Llama or whatever the other open source ones are, or did you create your own, or
Mhm.
what does that look like?
Mhm. So currently we're still using third-party applications,
Hmm.
like OpenAI. Currently, OpenAI is pretty good because the O1 is doing very good quality. Like Anthropic is really good as well. Um, we're constantly switching to the best, but eventually we are just waiting for a solution that has extreme high quality, does really uh, deep information, and runs on our own servers, just for data security and everything. Yeah.
Sure. So, all right. So the way that I kind of understand this is you are taking kind of the back end of, let's say, OpenAI. You have prompted it to act in a certain way, and then you give it
Mhm.
to a consumer. They plug in whatever base minimal information that they need. They click the button. It runs the super prompt or whatever that you created, and then it outputs the need that they want.
Mhm.
Is that kind of?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
it's the basic thing is the big difference is, for example, if you want to maximize your chances to rank on Google, like you should really not have any plagiarism on your website,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if you create a blog article with ChatGPT, you should, run a plagiarism check as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody
Mm-hmm.
really does, and
Yep.
if you then have plagiarism, it's really bad for ranking. So really, what we're doing is automating all the steps that you would need to do manually. Yeah.
All right. Having done a little bit of prompt engineering myself,
Mhm.
what was the time like how like okay, walk me through the steps that you would take to for a business owner to adequately prompt, let's say GPT, to output something useful for them. Well, I mean, I don't want you to give any secrets away for your company or anything. But as somebody who uses GPT, and I know that depending on how you prompt it, will output the output will be wildly different, and you have to really know what to do in prompting in order for the output to happen. And I've even done times where I've done it, prompted, oh, this is going to be awesome, hit it. Oh, that was terrible. And then what I would do then is I would type into the chat, hey, no, I wanted you to do this, da, 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 da. And then what do I have to
Mhm.
change in the original prompt in order for that output to happen? And I've told people that, and they're like, whoa, you can do that? Yeah, yeah. And that still doesn't work 100%. So what are some steps that somebody could do to create good prompts for using GPT or any AI that is out there now?
Look, to be honest, I wouldn't really recommend I mean, you can. The thing really is with ChatGPT, the reason why I don't like it too much is, yes, you can adjust. So you can give it something, and then you can say, this, I don't like this, change it. But the thing really is, if you want to get shit done, you should really have a system that works where you don't need to figure out all this stuff yourself.
Yeah.
Right. This is why I'm a true believer in one-click solutions. If so, if you want to, you have to kind of figure out a smart way around it. So, for example, if I can give you an example how to use our system. Let's say you have a podcast episode recorded, you have a transcript, and you have a headline. So you paste in the headline, and then what you can do, there's another field where you can enter background information. This is where you enter your transcript. But so the prompt I always like is before the transcript, I tell the AI, this is a transcript of a podcast episode of podcast X with host Y and guest Z, right? And so you take the names, and then you tell the system, please create a blog article that focuses on, and then it kind of takes the topic always, but you can also specify that focuses on this aspect or that, you know, in context too, and so on. And then you can tell the system, please reference the transcript multiple times in the article, right? And make it sound like the podcast host. So when you tell the system reference the transcript multiple times in the article, the system then really takes the transcript to create the article, and this is then extreme high quality. There's not always that amount of quality needed. If you just want to create a Long Island iced tea Manhattan, right? It's really just, or recipe Long Island iced tea Manhattan, something like that, right? This is not that the quality what you need there is like way lower because it's always the same, right? It's a recipe.
Yeah.
We have people working on our prompts.
Yeah.
I'm not optimizing too much in ChatGPT, right? Yeah.
Sure. What
We're optimizing the prompts we're running, and this is it.
How do you deal with after, so, and maybe this is just because I know like the consumer side, not the business side, as far as like GPT or Claude or whatever it is. I know after you prompt it once, and then after you use that prompt a handful of times, it starts to get off track a little bit. Is there a way to prevent against that, or does your system kind of take that into account already?
No, our system is not really, like, our system is not changing. This is one of the other things. Like, I mean, I guess so with AI, I have the feeling it's always, the quality is always like coming in waves. Sometimes it's doing this better, sometimes it's doing that better, like even during a day. But these waves you can flatten down with technology, with several methods, and we're using them. So it's really not like ChatGPT. You have consistent quality output, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like I said, I know that sometimes it'll start doing the things you want. Like, oh, okay, this is great. And then you go back to use it. Okay, great. Okay. Well, what? That's not even remotely what I wanted or what it was doing previously. So yeah, I guess that and I have found that also that sometimes during the day you go to it and it'll be great, and then some other times you go to the same thing and it'll just be the time of the day is what it is. And of course that is not something that I can control very well, but it sounds like having a program that is designed to do that adequately and appropriately and not have those mistakes or aberrations in there, then that fixes that all the way. Yeah.
This is the one thing, but also the quality is already, like, these issues are really smaller now. Like 1 year ago, this was more of an issue. The systems are getting better and better.
Yes.
So yeah.
All right. Now with AI being so good at being able to create content and really content based off of human content. So like, for example, the blog post that's based on a podcast episode, interview, that is AI using humans to develop content that is AI created based on human input, essentially.
Mhm.
That is not something I have thought about before. That's a very unique approach to that. And I guess like would you label that as AI content then? Because I know sometimes you have to like check the box if it's AI content. Is that technically AI content or is that human?
We're not publishing, so it's kind of the responsibility of the person creating the content to mark it correctly.
I see.
Because you can change it afterwards as well, right? We are automatically uploading to WordPress, but we're not publishing. So yeah.
I see. So okay, with AI being able to create these things, I imagine within the next 5 years, the internet is going to kind of explode with information, some of it being human content, probably a small minority of it, and then the vast majority of it being AI developed content. With that being the probable future, it seems like humans have to adopt and be able to interact at least reasonably well with AI in order to stand a chance in kind of the content space of the internet. Because I know that there's AIs that you can take a static image of, give it text, and it will make it look like that person is talking. And there's a TikTok video, but it's not. It's a picture based on a transcript from AI, and it's that TikTok person has however many thousand views or likes or follows or whatever, but it's not. That's 100% AI. So how can I guess the conversation needs to be between humans and AI to be able to, kind of utilize each other well to bring about whatever the content could or would be, and in order for humans to kind of stand a chance in that realm.
Are you thinking you're talking to a human right now?
Yeah, yes.
No, I'm joking. You are. I have not automated my podcast appearances yet. No,
but I could see in the near future that is something that could happen.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, the AI
job interviews
is actually something where I'm not allowed to talk about too much about strategy here.
Sure.
Yeah, but look, yes, the next election, for example. I mean, I'm not sure how long it'll be till you cannot trust anything anymore that not a real person standing next to you is saying, until the real person looks like the real person and is still a robot. So I don't know. Yeah. But the other aspect is like, have you been successfully searching for stuff in the past? Like, not Facebook, like, so what I'm trying to say is, there's going to be way more, like with ChatGPT, the amount of blog articles on the internet that are published every month, 100x. But the thing is, really, when I'm searching something on the internet, on Google, I'm usually, when it's too deep, it's never finding me anything useful.
Sure.
And this is about to change, because so what we're doing, for example, is so if you have a website that has 1,000 blog articles around their topic, for example, like, let's say a health coach, right? Nutrition coaching or something. And if they have like 1,000 articles sorted by category around their topic, this is like the go-to place to get information about this. And they used to not be there. So you can go like in extreme detail, very structured, and I think it's even more helpful, because as long as you're searching for it, right? If not, somebody shoves it into your face. Sure. Right?
Yeah.
As long as you're searching for it, that's pretty helpful, I would say.
Yeah, then it's going to find it, and then you'll be able to utilize it. So Hey everyone, it's Chris Bean here from the Prestigious Initiative. If you're looking to level up your life and unlock your full potential, I've got some exciting news for you. My recent guest, Joel Gandara, has an incredible program called 31 Days to Become a Better Man. Joel has packed years of life-changing insights into this easy-to-read book, guaranteed to help you rethink your shortcomings and redefine what it means to be a man in today's world. But that's not all. Joel also offers powerful one-on-one sessions and group classes to guide you on your journey. And he has a special offer for the Prestigious Initiative listeners. You can get $19.99 off the program when you use code PRESTIGIOUS at checkout. Don't wait. Take your first steps towards becoming the best version of yourself today. Visit 31dailychallenges.com and use the code PRESTIGIOUS for your discount. And now back to the show. So then, okay, that has AI come up with any inventions, I guess? Can it? Maybe it isn't at the point yet where it can kind of creatively think outside the box to invent new things that we don't currently have, new material or new ways of designing or building something, or just new products that we didn't already have that isn't necessarily an AI based product. Does that question make sense?
Mhm. See, like my example of building Lego style parts would probably, it's not like the real, I mean, if you would then take the AI to design the factory for those parts, I'd say that's something. But we are already like doing crazy stuff. For example, have you heard about CRISPR, like the gene editing
I
tool?
have, yes. And that's been around for a while.
So, and that's been around for a while. You know why nothing really happened? Is because
it's scary and
you
humans
can
don't want to accept that we can change our genes,
that's
probably.
that's something, yes. But the thing is, well, we're scared because we cannot we've not been we can cut the genes where we want them to, where we want to cut them, but we cannot really simulate the effects. So you can modify something very precisely, but simulating the whole thing, how this all affects the body, used to be impossible. But now, like that's AlphaFold 3 from Google,
Okay.
and this is reducing the time to come up with I guess an effective gene therapy. It's still not an invention, but it's reducing the time by, I don't know. My partner is a PhD. I don't know, post PhD in structural biology, and she's talking about all the time, and how we'll be able to you know create working gene therapies in basically no time using this AI.
Wow.
And that's like, I mean, that's AlphaFold 3, which is like, I don't know, maybe 20 times better than version 2, and they're already working on version 4.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Now, do you think that in the near future we will have something like ASI or AGI, and how does that affect humans if or when that becomes a reality? And maybe to back up a little bit for listeners that maybe don't know what those are. Can you give just a base explanation of what that is before you go in? Sorry.
Well, so AGI is a human capable intelligence. So, right, this is AGI is not the super intelligence. It's AGI is the, as far as I know, it's the human equivalent, artificial intelligence. We will probably, and this is not a far way off from digital super intelligence from there, right? We'll probably have everything. Like, to your question, will we have this in the near future? I think we will have everything in the near future. There's no far future that anyone can foresee, I believe. And it's kind of, what would you have thought what time GPT-4 will be coming? Before OpenAI?
Yeah, I mean, I was like, oh man, that's way down the road. But boom, it's here right now. And I'm sure, what are they on? They have, is it Strawberry is the one that they're working on that we know about? But I'm sure that the potential for them to already have ASI or AGI I think is probably already there. I think they probably
Something.
already
Yeah.
have it, but they don't necessarily want to. And things like, was it Sam Altman? When Sam Altman was cut from the company, like he said
Mhm.
too much or whatever, and then they're like, okay, you're not the CEO anymore. And then they quickly brought him back. Those are kind of alarm bells for people that are kind of paying
Mhm.
attention, that maybe they have something, or he knows something, or I don't know. And maybe alarm bells isn't necessarily the right term, because AI
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily have to eradicate humans. Um,
Mhm.
although we don't know. So that's Terminator is what everybody thinks of, but we don't know that that's going to be the case. But to see stuff like that at the high level of business, at one of the front runners of AI, is
Mhm.
alarming sometimes.
I'm I mean, look, our education system, our political system, our retirement systems, this is all systems that change in decades, that need decades to change. We're entering a world where our politicians need to agree on new conditions every tenth of a second.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm skeptical.
sure, yeah, yeah,
I don't know. I'm not too sure. I think it's the next or the election afterwards where the first AI will be introduced into the race, because it I think in the next 4 years we will see how far we uh how 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 far too slow we are,
mm,
and then we need to find solutions for that.
yeah,
I'm not a big advocate. So I don't think we should have gone past GPT-3.
mm,
If we would have create, like, I mean, I see how something like a Lego style part set to create anything in the world is helpful. But really, if we would have, like, if you create one click solutions for everything, with our app, you can create as many high quality blog articles as 1,000 trained employees that use ChatGPT. It's already fast.
yeah,
And GPT-3 is enough for that. GPT-4 was already risky. Strawberry is, yeah,
yeah.
nothing I support.
And what
Yet.
is Q Star, the one that's after that, apparently is the one that's
Q-Star is strawberry.
oh, it's the same. Okay, yeah,
It's
okay,
already out since
yeah,
3 months.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And now that they have the ability for it to see your surroundings and what's going on, and you to interact with it, and even sometimes interrupt it and then change what you're talking about,
Mhm.
that is so that's really interesting, because then that means that people that have or people that are lonely, people that have a tough time, making that human
Mhm.
connection, either they're going to be driven to something like that, where the bar of entry is real low and it doesn't really matter if you mess up or whatever, or they
Mhm.
could use that as a way, as a path forward to be able to make better human connection. But I think that the
Mhm.
the landscape, like you said, in the next 4 years is really going to be interesting at how humans can cohabitate essentially with AI. And now, well, you have Elon, who has these walking, talking robots that are, uh, out of, like, it looks like iRobot. It's really bizarre that we're essentially living in
Mhm.
kind of a futuristic future, and but it's just today now. That
Mhm.
is very interesting, as far as, if you think 5 years ago, like, oh, those things are, we're here right now. We got self-driving cars, we
Mhm.
got robots that can talk and move for
Mhm.
you. It's just, yeah, it's really interesting what AI has given to humans. And, it's, I think a lot of times people thought when AI was coming out that we were going to lose jobs as the humans, but seemingly that has not been an issue. In fact, I think that probably AI has helped to create new jobs that we just didn't know that were a potential, because,
Mhm.
like your job, you
Mhm.
founded the company.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
Yeah,
wouldn't have
yeah.
been something that could happen 10 years ago, because AI wasn't there. You would be on a different path if it wasn't for the AI.
Well, yes, but I already created several thousand blog articles just myself,
Sure.
and I would have gave that job to somebody to write them for me.
Yeah.
So in the grand total, I don't know. I really don't know if I don't. I mean, before AI, how big of a percentage of work was done by humans? 1%? I mean, just think about all the calculation a computer is doing.
Hmm.
Do it by hand.
Yeah. Right.
So, I mean, but to be honest, I don't. When you understand how AI works, like how we used to, I mean, look, in the past, we had a team of engineers come up with a new fridge, right? And then we built a factory for this fridge. And now we can tell the AI, we just prompt and we prompt, please build a fridge. And then, the AI can figure out, construct the fridge, construct the factory, optimize everything, put robots to the job, order everything online, build the factory, build the thing. And it's just so fundamentally different. I kind of still try to explain the difference between a switch that can do on off and a switch where you can write several sentences and the switch itself becomes everything you need to do and everything else is done by the machine.
Mm.
It's so fundamentally different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, all right. So we've talked a little bit about moderniqs.com.
Mhm.
Tell me about its creation and your vision behind it. And, what is it? How does it support businesses in embracing AI and using that as automations for their business?
So look, every website owner, so everybody is like or let's say I would say a high percentage of companies, even small companies now have websites, right? Who has blog articles? Almost like on a larger scale, almost nobody. Maybe you have like 5 or 10 or 50, but not 1,000, right? Or several hundreds. So when you blog once a month, Google sees that there's something happening with your company. If you don't, Google doesn't see that there's something happening with your company. So if you blog once a month, Google will say automatically send you a bit more traffic. And so currently we have one free article per month for everybody who's signing up. And we're trying to get this up to 10. I was really inspired by Mr. Beast and how he's giving away so much stuff for free. And I really love it. And so we're trying to get this up to 10 for, startups and small businesses so they can see how it's working for them before and then based on the success, they realize let's purchase more credits and, push the fast forward button, basically. That's what we're doing.
Okay. Now, with that, it is then kind of a creative exercise for the business owner to conceptualize how they drip these blog articles onto the system, because I can imagine if you put too many up at one time, Google says, "Whoa, hey, there's something wrong there." So you have to get that timing right. What would
Mm.
you what if one a month is like the okay amount, and probably 100 a month is like, whoa, there's something going on there. What is like a good time span to actually get some content up without sounding alarm bells to Google?
Mm. Well, so I was when I first used this AI text, I was putting up 300 pages, adding to the existing pages. Let's say it like that. So this is it's always very complicated because Google has many different factors on how to rank things. The higher the quality is, the more it's I would say it's okay to put out. One a month is definitely the bare minimum. Um, I wouldn't go to with more than one or two a day for a while, and maybe I wouldn't go with more than three, I would say, per day.
Okay.
Um, but what I forgot before is we have an app as well, so you could enter, business coaching, those two words, business coaching, and then the app creates you the headline, the main categories around your topic, around business coaching. Then it fills all the categories with headlines. So with our content idea generator, you can have the structure for the hundreds of articles done in a second, basically, or 10 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. So then that would give you, so you put in like a couple of keywords about what you're about, and then it spits out
Mhm.
other keywords that are
Mhm.
kind of in connection to what you do to expand your field of focus and give you some ideas to generate the content that you can then plug in to a different part of the website, I'm sure, or the app that would then write those blog articles for you. Then you can post them up for you. Yeah.
It's actually creating the complete headlines and the
Oh,
categories as well. So
okay.
it sends you currently it sends you an Excel sheet via email after a couple of minutes, and you can just open it and mark everything you have already produced. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now,
Mhm.
all right, as somebody who is on the internet, like most people are, what are the telltale signs of a poorly written AI article? I think I have a couple of them. Like a lot of times they have the emojis, like not just like
Mm.
one or two, but they're just all over the place. Um, like I see an email
Well,
with that, I'm like, okay, swipe that away. That's all AI. What are some? I'm
they,
sure there's some like key things. They're like, oh, that's AI. What are some ways that you can kind of tell it's very clearly AI? And then
mm.
perhaps then us as the consumers or the people who are making the content, we know not to have those in our articles.
Well, I mean, if you have emojis in blog articles, I don't even know which system is still that bad.
Sure. Yeah.
In social posts, it's a different story.
Uh-huh.
Um, yeah. So social posts they tend to love emojis. It's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
It used to take some time to get those out of our systems as well. Um, but look, I've seen so much AI text. It's I can see it instantly. I mean, you focus more on what a good article is, like having multiple images, having alternative image text, having a table of contents, headline structures, plagiarism checks, internal linking, external linking, and so on and so forth. Um, the beauty of using, for example, our system or a system that is built for this job is you don't need to learn what's good and what's bad. You
Mm.
just need to enter a couple of words.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because then
Yeah.
the system takes care of it for you, and you've done all the hard work,
Mhm.
you and your team,
I
to
mean, this is our
eradicate
job.
those,
Yeah.
yeah, those
Yeah.
AI anomalies to make it seem like it's
And this is also what I'm advocating for is like we really shouldn't like currently CEOs are trying to train their employees to use something like Copilot. It shouldn't be like this. It should be the AI is made so simple that you don't need
Mm.
training to use it.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because then if you have to train your
Mm.
team on how to use the
Yeah.
AI in order to produce the content, you might as well just train your team to produce the content because
Mhm.
time spent is still time
Mhm.
spent. So if
Yeah.
the AI was easy to use, then more
Mhm.
people would use it. The output would be higher because it's
Mhm.
easier to use. You don't have to, go through a college course in order to learn how to prompt the AI because it's just,
Mhm.
oh, it's just what do you want? I want a blog article about business technology. Okay, boom, pow, done.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You don't even need to upload it to your website anymore,
it just is in
right?
one click.
I mean, just as simple as if you use ChatGPT to create an image, it has 3 MB. If you put a 3 MB image onto your blog article, you will rank maybe on Mars, but not on this planet because it's loading too slow. So you kind of have to first find the right image, then download it from OpenAI, then reduce the file size, then rename it, then put an alternative image text, then upload it, and so on and so forth. It's like so much work.
Well, and
It's just
image text that
yeah.
is that is something that I've seen uh,
Mm.
a lot of business owners use, like that AI, it's specifically ChatGPT created image with text in it, and the text
Mhm.
either isn't real words
Yeah.
or they're kind of they blend together and you can't really read what it is.
Mhm.
And that and you talk about the telltale signs of AI. That is one of them. You're just okay, yep, swipe that away because there's
Mhm.
nothing real about that. You couldn't even take the 10 minutes to tell it to not put words in there or find some other service to do it for you because those and I think when business owners, entrepreneurs, or whatever, they're putting that stuff up, and they didn't take the time to do it properly, or it's just so clear that it's AI, that means that
Mhm.
either they're so strapped for time that they have no time to invest in this, or they just don't care. And neither of those
Mhm.
things, I think, are what business owners want, but they feel like they have to keep up with everybody else putting the content up and being aware for the, staying on top of the public eye. So they're just doing it in the poor way. So
Mhm.
reaching out to
Exactly.
somebody
Yeah.
like you that is doing this stuff for them and doing it in such a high
Mhm.
quality is certainly the way forward, as opposed to
Mhm.
figuring out how to do it yourself and then just putting up a very, very clear and blatant AI. Again, those images that sometimes that ChatGPT make are just, oh man, they're terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing to add.
Yeah, you've seen, I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
This is why we're doing what we're doing.
yes,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So, in speaking of businesses, what what are some steps that businesses could do to stay ahead of times and kind of future-proof themselves using AI innovation? Use your
Um,
company.
I mean, yeah. I mean, look, let's take the cocktail bar again. If you do this with, if you have a small business like a cocktail bar, and you have a website, and you use our system to create 100 articles, this will not last forever because right now you're an early adopter, you get the benefits, right? Well, once everybody's using it, it's not some advantage you have. It's a must have.
Hmm,
Just like you now need to have a website because everybody else does, and and so on. Um, Future proving, look, reducing several parts of operations, maybe having a website that has an AI running in the background doing let's say interviews. If you're a restaurant, you do interviews with an AI assist, and then instead of doing the interviews yourself, you will have the right candidates, and then you tell people, look, you're a probably good fit. We try you out for a couple of days, and decide then. So you reduce possible processes is a good way to go. But future proving, it's kind of so hard to say how the world is looking like in 2 years. I don't know.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, all right, we've talked kind of about business owners and what they can do to kind of stay ahead and to use the AI. My
Mhm.
last question for you, and then we're going to go into the end of the show wrap up. What? Let's see. So I know that if the person who's running the business is like their job is one thing, but then their life is another, and if their life is kind of not in a good order, then seemingly the business also kind of goes that way. So
Mhm.
making sure their human, their self is running as far as efficiencies, and they got time to do whatever it is that they want to do. How could they use AI as a personal assistant or a personal way to incorporate AI into their own
Mhm.
workflow, at like kind of out away from the business in order to help the business also?
Mhm. There's so I'm pretty sure that other companies are working on other one-click solutions. I would say go for a one-click solution to do your tasks.
Hmm.
It's kind of, I mean, we're developing more one-click solutions as well. Because don't take time, right? It's like if you have a good one-click solution, it can reduces 20 hours of work to 10 seconds. So it's kind of like you wait for the bus and you do all the administration your whole company needs, right? In 5 minutes. If you have a good app set.
Hmm.
Um, the other thing is assistive AI that's I'm not I'm not I've seen a couple of you know assistants like wearables that track what people have been saying, and
Hmm.
there's probably some part or some higher automation coming soon where you will send follow-ups and messages and emails to people just on based on meetings, right? um or on people you just met on the factory floor, for example. But assistive AI is something like assistive in the matter of having a layer around your brain that knows you extremely well and assists with, hey, the podcast has moved 10 minutes to 10 minutes later. Then you need to, write me an email. I need to read it. I need to respond. This kind of stuff goes away somewhere soon as well, I believe, especially with Neuralink coming up and so on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Stefan, I gotta say,
But I can just quickly, I can't really. There's probably currently a lot of apps and wearables and stuff coming up, and it's a good idea to look out for this. But I'm not aware of the possibilities that are currently are out in the market.
Yeah. Well, Stefan, I gotta say, it's been a pleasure having you on the show today. Your insights into AI efficiency and the future of business innovation are truly eye-opening. And before we wrap up, do you have any final thoughts or key takeaways for our guests?
Go on Modern IQs and create one article a month. It's like your competition doesn't have it, especially if you're a small business owner, right? And it doesn't take time and it's free, so you should really do it. Yeah.
Very good. Well, listeners, be sure to check out Stefan's work at moderniqs.com if you're looking for a way to integrate AI into your business strategy. Thanks for tuning in to the Prestigious Initiative, and as always, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible.